So guys, welcome to our class. This is our first week. So in this first week, we're going to say hello and welcome to everyone joining us here today. Okay, now I hope that you watched the video, the USCIS video that I sent to you. Don't worry if you didn't watch it. We're just going to review some information from the video this morning. But again, did you watch the video? So did most people watch the USCIS video? I hope. Well, the USCIS video, in the video, they explain how to go through the citizenship process. So in this class today, we're going to review some of the information from the video, but I hope you had a chance to watch it. So hopefully everyone will get a chance to see the video. It's very important because it explains how the citizenship process works, okay? So let's see if we can answer some questions first, okay? All right, so guys, we're going to use our microphones for this first activity. So if you think you know the answer, you can turn on your microphone and tell me. So here we go. Here's question number 1. How old do you need to be to file for citizenship? So is it letter A, you can be a little baby? Letter B, 18 years old? Letter C, 21 years old? Or letter D, 102 years old? Which one is the answer?
18.
It is 18, yes. So you have to be at least 18 years old. Now, everyone in the class, are you 18? Is everyone here 18 years old? Maybe? Well, maybe a little older than 18, right? Okay. Well, we're glad everybody here is an adult, but 18 years old is the age you need to be to file for citizenship. Okay. All right, here comes question number 2. Let's see if you can answer this one. Okay, so how long do you have to be a permanent resident? So permanent resident means the green card that you receive. How long do you have to be a permanent resident before you can apply? So is it A, 2 years, B, 3 years, C, 4 years, or D, 5 years? Who
B.
knows? Okay, Elaine, what'd you say?
B, 3 years.
3 years? No.
No?
Elena, do you know?
Is it 2 years?
2 years.
No.
No.
All right, everybody. The answer is 5 years. Now, of course, please remember, some of you might be in a different situation. So, for example, Elena, your situation might be different. So, for example, if you are married to an American, then it changes. So, for example, if you're married to an American, then it becomes 3 years.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that each one of you in the class, it might be different for you. But in general, you have to wait 5 years. So some of you maybe will have to wait 5 years before you can apply. Okay. All right, here's question number 3. Now, in the video, they talk about how many questions you must get correct. So the civics questions, the questions about the government and history, how many questions do you need to get correct? So is it A, 6, B, 8, C, 9, or D, 10? How many
8.
questions do you have to get correct?
8.
D.
Okay, well, yeah, actually the answer is A, 6 questions. But Elena, they will ask you a maximum of 10 questions. So if you get 6 questions correct, then that part is finished. But you have 10 chances to answer 6 questions correctly. So again, they might ask you 10 questions, but you only need 6 to get it correct. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do here in the class, is to help teach you the questions that you will need for this part of the interview. So you only need to get 6 correct, but you get 10 chances. Okay, here is our last kind of question for the video. It says, so in the video, they talk about the English section of the interview. So the English section is the reading and the writing part of the citizenship interview. So which answer choice is correct? So A, Is it you read one sentence correctly and write two sentences? Is it B, read two sentences and write one sentence? Or C, read one sentence and write one sentence correctly? Which one is the answer? Is it A, B, or C? Anybody know? Come on, guys, you can guess. All right, any guesses? All right, last chance.
C?
You are correct. It is letter C. So on the interview, you have to get one sentence correct by reading, so reading one sentence, and you have to be able to write one sentence. So in this next part of the class, we're going to review some of this information. But again, please, please, please watch that video. Watch that video. So after we're finished here today, I'm going to send you the video again. So if you have not watched the video, you need to watch the video to help you understand how the interview works. Okay? So again, let's review for just a moment those general eligibility requirements. So that means when I apply for citizenship, I need to basically be in these situations. Okay, so once again, let's take a look at the requirements for citizenship. So again, everyone, you must be 18 years old at the time you file that document. And the document's name is the N400. So we are going to look at the N400 later, many, many weeks later in this class. So again, 18. So everybody here is 18? Yes? All right, Shekna, are you 18 years old? Gisela, are you 18? Everybody here? Okay. Okay, let's continue. So you also have to be a permanent resident. So remember, permanent resident is talking about your green card. So your green card, that's the card you get when you become a permanent resident in the United States. Now remember, you have to wait at least 5 years. Now that may be different for some of you. Some of you in the class, it may be different. But for most people, it's going to be 5 years. You have to wait 5 years to apply. Okay? Now, it gets a little more difficult here when we think about how long you have lived. So for example, if you are going to apply for citizenship, you have to live in that area for at least 3 months. Okay? Now everybody, I'm going to ask each one of you real quickly. How long have you lived in this area? How long have you lived in this area? So who wants to tell me first? How long have you lived here? Have you lived here 2 months, 3 months? Elaine, how? 3 months?
3 years.
Yes,
So
3
Sylvain,
years.
you've been here okay, Elaine, you've been here 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Sylvain, how long have you been here?
3 months.
3 months, okay. Elena, what about you?
3 months.
Just 3 months,
Uh,
okay. You've been here longer than that. Let's see, Elena, I think you've been here at least, what, a year, 2 years, maybe? Here in Kentucky? Or in wherever you live, okay. All right, Gisela, what about you? How long have you lived in this area?
I'm here 2 years.
2 years, okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, Shekna, what about you? How long have you lived here? Let's see, Shekna, I don't know if I can hear you there. Okay, so he says 4. Okay, Elena, so what did you say, Elena?
I lived here 1 year.
1 year. I thought it was longer than 3 months. Okay. All right, so everybody, that sounds good. So again, you have to live in the area where you apply for at least 3 months. Okay, so that's important. All right, so far so good. Let's continue. Now, here is a word that you need to learn. Everyone, we're going to say these words together. So everybody repeat after me. Everyone, let's say it together. Continuous residence. Everyone, let's say it. Ready? Continuous
Continuous,
residence.
continuous residence.
Yeah, that's a big word, isn't it? So continuous residence means how long have you been in the United States? So for example, as we said, with permanent residency, you need to be in the United States at least 5 years before you apply. Now, for example, you maybe you go back to your country for 1 year or 2 years, and then you come back to the United States. Well, you have to wait another 5 years before you can apply. So for everyone in the group, you have to live in the United States with continuous residence. Continuous residence means no breaks, no stops. Continuous means you keep staying, keep living in the United States for 5 years. Now, you might say, Mr. John, I go back and visit my family sometimes in my country. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you go and visit family in your home country, but you cannot be outside of the United States. So look at this next part. You have to be in the United States, physically present. You have to be here for at least 30 months out of the 5 years immediately before you apply. Okay, so that means that 30 months, if you do the math, that basically 30 months, right? So each year has 12 months, so you have to be here almost 3 years before you can file. Okay, so continuous residence means you have a house, an address in the United States. That's continuous residence. But you have to be physically in the United States for 30 months. So that's, again, 30 months is about 3 years, more or less, right? To be actually physically present. So for example, if you go visit your family for 2 months, 3 months, that's okay. If you go visit your family for 2 years, uh-oh, that's a problem. So again, you have to be in the United States for 30 months out of those 5 years. Okay? I know it's confusing. And when we talk more about the application, I can help explain more. But that's important for everyone. Okay? So one more time, when we come here to the United States, let's go back for just a moment. So again, you have to live in the state where you're applying for 3 months. Okay, 3 months. So live in Kentucky, Ohio, wherever you live for 3 months. And you have to have continuous residence for at least 5 years. That means you have an address. You live in an address here in the United States. And then finally, you have to be in the United States for 30 months. That's the number. Okay? So again, you can visit family. You can leave the United States and visit family. But remember, in 5 years, 5 years has 60 months. So basically, you can be here half of the time. Okay? So I'll put that in the chat box. So you have to be here 30 out of the 60 months. That's important. Okay? So I think for everyone, you need to understand when you apply. Okay? So you have to be here 30 out of the 60 months. Okay? All right, so a lot of information there, and don't worry, I've recorded this information so you can go back and watch it again. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the English part of the test. Now everyone, you have to be able to read, write, and speak basic English. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, so that's important. So we're going to practice that. Next week, we're going to start practicing some of the reading and the writing parts of the citizenship test. Okay? You have to have a basic understanding of United States history and government. So that's what we're going to be studying here in this class for the next many weeks to help you prepare. You have to be a person of good moral character. Everyone, let's say that together. Okay, let's say that together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good moral character. Okay. Now, does anybody know what that means? Does anybody know what that means? Good moral character?
Moral.
Anybody? What does it mean, good moral character?
You have to have a good conduct here, you good behavior.
Yes, so Gisela, for example, no jail, no crimes. You have to have a good record. A good record. Yeah, so no criminal records. You cannot have any jail time to apply for citizenship. Okay? Now, Gisela, many students ask me, Mr. John, what about speeding tickets? What if I've been driving too fast? Now, you don't have to tell me if you've had any speeding tickets. It's okay. But if you have a speeding ticket and you didn't pay for it, then you're in trouble. So remember, good moral character means no criminal record. It means that you have no jail time here in the United States. Now, parking ticket, it's okay. But you cannot have any problems when it comes to going to jail or having any criminal activity, okay? Because they will not let you be a citizen if you have any criminal record, okay? And then finally, you have to have an attachment to the principles and ideals of the United States Constitution. Now, in this class, we're going to talk about the Constitution. The Constitution is the law of the United States. So that's something we're going to talk about in a few weeks. But again, the Constitution is the law. In fact, we would say it's the supreme law of the United States. Okay, I'm putting this in the chat box for you. So that's something we're going to talk about because the Constitution explains a lot about the government and how we follow the rules of the government here in the United States. Okay? All right, so these are all of the requirements, the general eligibility requirements. Now, when it comes to the interview, so just to remind everybody, in the interview, there are 3 parts. Okay, so again, if you watch the video, there are 3 parts to the video. To the citizenship process. So for example, there's the application. So the N-400 is the document that you will fill out, and this document will talk about everything in your life. It will talk about your name, your address, your family, your work history, your marital status. So for example, if you were married before in your country, it'll talk about anything involving your legal history. So that's important. So we will talk about this part of the interview many weeks later. But remember, you cannot lie. You have to be honest in all of your answers on the N-400. Now, has anybody looked at the N-400? Is anybody here applying for citizenship right now?
Okay.
So is anyone applying for citizenship now? Anyone have the N-400 document?
Okay.
Yeah. So Sylvain, yeah, you're probably still waiting, I think, for in a few years, right? I don't know if many people in the group here are ready for citizenship yet. So in this case, yeah. So that's the N-400 is talking about that document you're going to fill out, right, when we apply. So we'll talk about that in a few weeks. Okay. Now, the interview, the citizenship interview, that's the big part of what we're doing here for the next few weeks. And that is helping us learn the 100 questions. So maybe you've heard about this before. The 100 questions for the American history, government and civics, and so on. Now, this is the part we mentioned at the beginning of class. You have to answer 6 questions correctly, and you get 10 chances. So they're going to ask you 10 questions, a maximum, and you have to answer 6 of those questions correctly. So that's what we're going to be doing in these next many weeks, is practicing for the questions for the citizenship, this part of the citizenship test, okay? All right, and then finally, there's the English test. So remember, the English test, you have to write one sentence. You have to write a sentence with 3 chances. So they will give you 3 chances, 3 opportunities to write one sentence. And you have to read one sentence. So again, next week, we're going to begin practicing for this part of the test. And we're going to do a little reading activity and we're going to do a little writing activity, okay? But not today. That's going to be next week. Next week we will practice for those things, okay? Okay, now again, here in our first class, we are just trying to introduce the test to you and introduce the process. So what we're going to talk about next are what are some things that can help you prepare for the interview. Well, for example, one of the things I would recommend is referring to the USCIS. So first off, you might say, Mr. John, what does USCIS mean? Well, it means let me put it up here on the screen for us. So USCIS means the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. So that is what USCIS means. So USCIS is the government agency that basically prepares you or gives you the naturalization interview. So we are going to use information from this particular website to help you prepare for the test. Now, one of the nice things here, so I notice many of you have smartphones, okay, is that you can download the USCIS app. So in just a moment, I'm going to show you the USCIS website. But after we're finished here this morning, I'm going to send you an email. And in the email, I will show you how you can download the app for your iPhone or if you have an Android. So some of you have Androids and some of you have iPhones, right? So how you can download those things to help you prepare for the test, okay? So it's a nice app, and be careful. Elaine knows this. You have to be careful because there are many, many apps for the iPhone, but they are not USCIS. So the USCIS app looks like this, okay? So just be careful because you can go into the iPhone store and look and look and look and look, and many, many apps to help you prepare. But this is the USCIS app, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and take a moment and show you the USCIS government website, okay? So everyone, if you look on the screen, so this is what's called My USCIS. And this is the website that we're going to recommend for you. Now, some of you, it's maybe too early right now, but when you're ready to apply for citizenship, this is going to be the website that you can use. And again, we're going to come back to this website later in the class. But for example, if you want to sign up for the USCIS services, if you are ready to apply for citizenship, if you want to practice for this test, so again, this is what I was talking about a moment ago, how you can get the apps to practice for on your phones. So again, you see over here, so it says download on the App Store, see that? And Google Play. So if you have Android or iPhones. So again, I'm going to send this to you in your email. So you can download the apps here from your email to help you practice. And it's a good app. You can practice on your phone. Just, you're sitting, waiting for something. You can just practice some of the questions. And again, we're going to show you more next week, how you can use the phone to help you practice. But I'm going to send this to you in your email, okay? So My USCIS is a very good website to help you prepare for your application and for the test, okay? All right, now another website we're going to recommend is called USA Learns. USA Learns. USA Learns is a free website, so it doesn't cost any money, but the idea is it can help you prepare too. So again, if some of you are ready to start really, preparing for the test, USA Learns is a very good website to help you prepare. And again, I will send you information of how to use the USA Learns website. And again, it's a little difficult. So the English is a little difficult, on the USA Learns website, but if you're ready to practice and want some extra practice, it's a good website to use. So let me show you what the website looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this for just a moment. So this is what it looks like. Okay, this is USA Learns, and again, it's free, so no money, right? So that's good. We like free. So it says free. Yeah. And again, they have a citizenship course right here. It says study to be a U.S. citizen. So again, I would recommend if you want more practice, extra practice, you can practice here with USA Learns. And again, we will send you some information of how you can use the USA Learns website. For example, you would need to register. So let me show you that. See if I can get it to come up here. Okay, well, one more. Sorry. Okay. All right, so yeah, so right here where it says start now, if you click on start now, this is where you can register for the USA Learns website. And again, I'll have information about this in our video, but you just put your email, you just create a password. So I'll explain more about the USA Learns process in an email. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now finally, sometimes students might want to go back and review the class, or if you miss a class, so maybe you're sick or maybe you're working and you can't come to the class that day. Well, again, I am recording every class. So I'm going to record the class and then we're going to send it to you so that you can watch it again. So that way, if you miss something, you can watch the video again. And again, if you need to miss it, you can go back and watch any of the videos. So again, we are recording each class. Week 1, week 2, week 3, we are recording every class. Now, I want to share with you one more thing. It's kind of exciting. It's our new citizenship website. So I've created this new website to help you to prepare for the citizenship interview. And again, I'm going to send this to you in your email, but you can find it at our Kenton ESL website. Let me show you real quickly what our new citizenship website looks like. Okay. So it says, welcome to our U.S. citizenship website. Now on the website, you can see some videos. There's Mr. John. There I am right there. See that video? You can watch that video to explain what we're doing on the website. But if you look over here on the left side, okay, so everyone see that on the left? These are some links that I have created. So for example, it says Kenton ESL citizenship page, USCIS naturalization interview and test video, the My USCIS. So all of the links that we are going to use in this class, you'll see here over on the left side. And if you click on the first link, it says Kenton ESL citizenship page. Now, every week, I'm going to put the video from our classes here on this page. So if you miss something, you can always go back and watch the video again. So again, if you watch this little video here, it will explain that I'll be putting everything we do here on this page. So if you miss something, if you're sick, if you're working, you want to go back and watch it again, you can see it here on this page. Okay, so this is our new citizenship website that we have put together to help you prepare for the citizenship class. Okay. All right, so that is our new citizenship website. Okay, now let's go ahead. We're getting in now to the second half of the time today. So let's talk a little bit about the agenda for the class. What is the schedule going to be? So if you notice up here, starting September 10th, that's today, and continuing through October 29th, we will practice for the 100 questions and the English section of the test. So for the first 8 weeks, so for those first 8 classes, we are going to study the 100 questions and the English part of the test, the reading and writing part. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing for the first 8 weeks. And then for the last 5 weeks, so again, November to December, Then we're going to practice for the N400. And again, the N400 is the part of the test about your personal information, your name, your address, all of that information that you need when you are ready to apply for the test. Okay, so that's going to be the last 5 weeks. And please notice that we don't have class, no class, November 26th, which is Thanksgiving. Okay, so there's no class on that Thursday. So again, the first 8 weeks, we're going to practice the 100 questions. And the next 5 weeks after that, we're going to practice for the N400. So again, the personal information. Okay. All right, guys. So we've explained what we're going to do in the class. We've reviewed a little bit about the eligibility for the citizenship. So in the last part of class, we're going to go ahead and begin with our first lesson. And our first lesson is going to be reviewing some of the basic information, some information you might already know about the United States. Okay, so let's jump in. So I'm going to click on the link here, and we're going to begin with our first lesson. All right, so I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, guys. So we have the American flag. All right, now who can tell me what colors are on the American flag? What colors do we see there?
White and red.
Okay, I see red and white. There's one more.
Dark blue.
Yeah, blue. Yeah. All right, now everybody, we want to sound like Americans here. Okay. All right, so everybody, let's turn on our microphones. Turn on your microphones, and I want you to repeat after me. Okay, you ready? Okay, so guys, repeat after me. Red, white, and blue.
Red.
Red,
white, and blue.
And blue.
Okay, let's try it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? Red,
White, and blue.
and blue.
And blue.
There you go. So you're sounding like Americans already. Yeah, so for some reason, Americans, we don't say blue, red, white. We don't say white, blue, red. We always say red, white, and blue. Yeah. Now you might say, Mr. John, why? Why do you always say it that way? And here's the answer. I don't know. That's just how we say it in the United States. Now, let's talk about your flags for a moment. What colors are in your flags for your countries? So, for example, Elena, in your country, what colors are on your flag?
In my country, flag has blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow. Okay, good. All right. Elaine, what about your flag?
I really don't know.
Elaine, you need to go back and look. Okay.
No. Is it red and yellow?
Red and
China?
yellow. Yes. So
I
red
don't
and
know.
yellow.
I'm not sure.
I think so. Sylvain, what about your country? What colors?
It's blue. Colors blue.
Red and blue?
Yeah.
And what country are you from, Sylvain?
Okay.
Are you from the Congo?
Yes, Congo.
Okay, so those are the colors of the Congo flag. Gisela, what about your country? What colors are the flag?
I am from Peru, and my flag is red and white.
Red and white. Okay, good. Well, everyone, as you can see here in the United States, these are pretty common colors, right? Red, white, and blue. Okay, well, let's go through the lesson and let's talk a little bit about the American flag. Okay? So the American flag is a symbol of the United States. So when we see the flag, we think of the United States. Now, everyone, let's kind of review this first piece of information. So the flag has 13 red and white stripes. Okay, so everyone, let's say that together. We're going to read this sentence together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The flag has 13 red and white stripes. So a stripe, this is a stripe, right? Those lines. Yeah. So America has 13 stripes. Now the question is why? Why do we have 13 stripes? Well, that's because we had 13 original colonies. So when the United States began, yeah, we began as a colony of England, of Great Britain. So in just a moment, we're going to learn the names of these 13 original colonies. But why do we have 13 stripes? Because we had 13 original colonies. Okay? All right, now let's talk about the next number. Here's another number, 50 stars. All right, everybody, let's say this sentence together. Are we ready? Let's say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There are 50 stars on the flag.
Flag.
On the flag.
On the flag.
Now, why 50? Who can tell me? Why are there 50 stars?
50 states.
That's right, we have 50 states. Lots of states here in the United States. So the truth is we have 50 stars because each star represents a state. So we have 50 stars, 50 states. So far we know the flag has red, white, and blue. It has 13 stripes. Each stripe is a colony, 13 of the original colonies. And basically, yeah, we have 50 stars because we have 50 states. Okay? Now, in a later lesson, we're going to learn a little bit about our national song. The song, we call this national song an anthem. Everyone, let's say that word together, anthem.
Anthem.
Yeah, so anthem is just another word for song. Now, we're going to talk more about the anthem later. Okay, so we're not going to talk about it too much today, but our national anthem has a name, and the name of our national anthem is the Star-Spangled Banner. Everyone, let's say that together. Let's just the name of the song. Ready? Let's say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The Star-Spangled Banner. Now, you might say, Mr. John, what does that mean, Star-Spangled? Well, spangled just means many stars. And banner just means flag. So again, if you look at the flag, right, this flag has many stars, right, 50. Now, of course, we didn't always have 50. In fact, we started with 13, right, and then we had more and more states. Now, again, we'll talk more about the national anthem in another class, but that's the name of the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in the future, and we'll actually listen to it in a couple of weeks. Okay, now the next thing we need to talk about is what we call the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, let's say that together. Ready? The Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
A pledge
of allegiance. All right, very good. Now, the pledge, yeah, so the Pledge of Allegiance, if you look at the picture here, see this picture? See the picture here of this man? Do you see his hand? Everybody see his hand? So he puts his hand on his heart, right? So when we look at the flag, so when we see the flag, people might say this Pledge of Allegiance. So for example, the word pledge, okay, let's make a little note of it here. Yeah, so the word pledge, there it is, okay, is the same as promise. When I pledge, it means I promise. Okay, so for example, if I pledge to Elaine, I'm going to paint your house, right? I promise I'm going to paint your house. That's my pledge. Now, so I'm not painting your house. Sorry, Elaine. But the idea is that's what a pledge is. A pledge is a promise. Okay. Now, this next word, this is a big word. Let's say this word again. Everyone, let's say this word again. Allegiance.
Allegiance.
Yeah, allegiance. So allegiance is showing us how we feel. So we feel loyal. We feel like love for our country. So when we say allegiance means the love we have for our country. Now, here in the United States, you probably know many Americans, many Americans, we love our country. We show our allegiance to the United States. So many children, right? Many children in school, every day in school, they take their hand and they put it over their heart, and we look at the flag and we say this pledge. So every morning, children in school, they will say this together. So everybody, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it first, and then you guys can repeat it after me. Okay, so let me bring it up here. Okay, so it's very short. And for example, if you are becoming a citizen, many times you will say the Pledge of Allegiance during the citizenship ceremony. But again, every morning children will say this in school. Okay, so again, everyone, what we're going to do is we're going to imagine we're putting our hand here, our right hand, right? This is our right hand. I know it's hard to see, right? This is right and this is left. So we take our right hand, you put it over your heart, and then this is what we say. Okay, so everyone, I'm going to say it and then you repeat it. Okay, so let's try it together. So everyone listen and then repeat. I pledge allegiance. Everybody, you say it. Ready?
I
I
pledge
pledge
allegiance
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 to the flag
To the flag
to the flag
of the United States of America
of the
of the
United States of
United
America
States of America
and to the republic
and
and
to the
to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
for
for
which
which it
stands
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
One day,
under God,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
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 with liberty
with
with
liberty
liberty
and justice
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for
for
all.
all.
Whew. Okay. Now,
International.
now you'll probably say, Mr. John, I don't understand many of the words in the pledge. Well, here's the truth. As children, we didn't understand it either. There are lots of big words in this pledge, but let me explain just real quickly what the pledge means. Okay, so real simple. It means that I show my love to the United States. So the flag and the United States, that's the same thing. I'm looking at the flag and I'm saying that I love my country. Now, these next words here, let's take a look at them. Okay. So for example, the word republic. Republic is talking about our country. So our country, some of you might say, Mr. John, I thought the United States was a democracy. And that is true. We are a democracy. But in the United States, it's a little bit different compared to maybe other democracies. So I'll explain this later in class, but that's what republic means. Republic means that we are a democracy, okay? Now, the next part of the pledge, it says, for which it stands. Well, what they mean is the flag. The flag is the United States. So when we look at the flag and we say the pledge, we are showing our love, our allegiance, our loyalty to the United States. And the flag is the United States. So that's what we're doing. When we put our hand on our heart, we are saying, I love my country and this flag, okay? And then basically these next parts here, they talk about one nation under God. So that means, for example, that we are free to have religious beliefs here. And this word here, indivisible. Indivisible means that we are united. So did you notice our name is United States of America? That sounds strange. We've got 50 states, but we are one country. So the word united means indivisible. So you cannot separate. We are one country. That's what united means. So indivisible means you cannot separate it. Okay. And then finally, liberty. Does anybody know what does liberty mean? Anybody know liberty? This is a French word, right? Liberté, right? Sylvain, liberté.
Freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, do you know this word, Sylvain? Liberté? Isn't that the French word?
Yes.
My French is bad. Yeah, so freedom.
I'm,
Yes,
I'm
freedom.
sorry.
Yeah,
Freedom.
my French is no good. My French is not good. But yeah, so
Yeah.
liberty and justice. Justice. So talking about the law. Okay. Now, don't worry, everybody. During the citizenship interview, you don't have to say the pledge. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to say it. But for example, if you have children, so maybe you have children in school, every morning children are saying this pledge every morning. So again, I will share with you a little video that you can watch, children practicing the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. So I'm going to leave that now. So once again, the Pledge of Allegiance. So when you see people with their hand over their heart, right, they're showing their love for the United States. So when we say that pledge, that's important to us, right? So maybe you do the same thing in your country. You look at the flag and you say the pledge. Okay. All right. We're almost through our first lesson. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is a place that maybe you know about. Everyone, let's say this one together. The Statue of Liberty. Everybody, let's say that. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The
The
statue.
Statue
The
Statue
statue
of
Out of
of
Liberty.
liberty.
Yeah.
liberty.
Now, do you guys know the Statue of Liberty?
The statue of
Yeah,
liberty.
do you
I've
know?
never been there.
Never been there before? Okay. Well, where is it? Where is the Statue of Liberty? Does anybody know?
Mhm.
New York.
It's in New York. That's right. It's in New York City,
Yeah.
and actually, it's on Liberty Island. Liberty Island. Now, I visited the Statue of Liberty many, many, many years ago. So, but I did not go
Mhm.
inside. So I've been to Liberty Island, but I've not been inside of the statue. So, for example, when people came to the United States, so these people here, for example,
Yeah.
they saw the statue when they came from their country to America. So many people came into New York City and saw the Statue of Liberty. So yes, when we think about the Statue of Liberty, let's see if I can find the picture there. Yeah, there it is. Well, there it is. Okay. Well, we'll look at a picture in just a moment. Now, the Statue of Liberty came to us from France. France gave us the Statue of Liberty as a gift. So that's a nice gift, isn't it? Did you ever get a big statue for Christmas? As for your birthday, maybe? No. No, maybe you got something different for your birthday. But basically, the Statue of Liberty came to us from France, and it was basically to show our friendship between France and the United States. So today, when we think about the Statue of Liberty, we think about freedom and we think about our country. We think about democracy. So again, the Statue of Liberty is a very important place for many Americans and also for the history of our country. Okay? All right, now finally, the last thing we're going to talk about in our class this morning is talking about national holidays. Everyone, let's say that word, holidays.
holiday.
Okay? So
Holidays.
now, here in the United States, we have 10 national holidays. So national holidays are where many people do not work. Now, before we look at some examples, can you guys tell me what are some of the holidays in the United States? Do you guys know some of them? We can put them in the
Labor
chat.
Day.
Yeah, so for example, we just had one, didn't we? Labor Day. Good, Elena, good.
July 4th.
July 4th. That's right. July 4th, Independence Day. Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Yeah. Do you like Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Do you like Thanksgiving? Do you like the turkey?
Yes.
I like the
I
turkey.
like turkey.
Yeah, me too. Christmas. Okay. Let's see. Gisela, Sylvain, do you guys know some other holidays? Any other holidays we know?
New Year.
Say it again, Sylvain.
It's in New York.
We're talking about holidays. Do you know some other holidays? So we have Thanksgiving, Christmas. So New Year's Day. Gisela, do you know any other
Labor Day.
holidays? Okay, we mentioned Labor Day. Let's see, there are 10, right? They said there were 10 holidays. So let's see how many we have so far. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 here.
1, 2, 3.
I'll give you another one. Here's one, Memorial Day. Do you guys know Memorial Day?
Yeah. It's about the soldier.
What month is Memorial Day? Do you know?
Don't know.
Yeah, Memorial Day is in May. Yeah,
May.
it's in May. Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a look at the list. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here. So, for example, there's the 4th of July, right? The people walking around there on the 4th of July. That's Independence Day. Okay, but let's take a look. So, guys, look here on the screen. Here are the national holidays that we have here in the United States. So, everyone, let's say them together. Okay, so I'm going to start here over on the left side. Let me turn on my annotation tool. Okay, so everyone, let's start with the first one here. Let's say it together again. Memorial Day, everybody.
Memorial Day.
Okay, the next one, Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
Yeah, Columbus Day. Yeah, Columbus Day is in October. All right, let's say the next one, Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Now, when is Independence Day?
July 4th.
July
4th.
4th. Very good. Okay, let's say the next one, Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Labor Day was Monday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Labor Day. Okay, here's another one. We didn't think about this one. Everyone, let's say it. President's Day.
President's Day.
President's Day.
Do you know when President's Day is? No. It's in February. Yeah, it's in February. Okay. All right, let's say the next one. Christmas.
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 So we know Christmas, right? Okay, the next one, New Year's Day.
New Year's
New
Day.
Year's Day.
Okay, now here is a day where we recognize a person. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Everyone, let's try that. Ready?
Martin Luther King
King
Jr.
Day. Good. Yeah, that one is in. Yeah, this one is in January. This one's in January. Okay, let's say the next one. Thanksgiving.
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 Yeah, and finally, the last day is Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day is for the so Veterans Day is for the military, and we celebrate Veterans Day in November. Okay, now on the interview, in the interview, you have to be able to remember just one or two of these days. You don't have to remember all 10. So what I tell students is try to remember, the easiest holidays for you. So maybe Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving. You only need to know just a couple of these, okay? So you don't need to know all 10. But the idea is that it's good to know when these holidays are. So for example, let's do this part kind of quickly. So for example, I'm going to go through and just quickly let's identify which months these days occur. So for example, I'm just going to type them next to the names. So for example, for Memorial Day is in May. Okay.
May.
Yeah, so that one is in May. I'm trying to see if I can get it to work there. Okay, May. Columbus Day is in October. Sorry guys, it's a little small on the screen. If I can make it any bigger. No. So, oh, well, let's forget it. I'll try it again next time. But the idea is we need to know the month. So Memorial Day is in May. Columbus Day is in October. Independence Day is July. Labor Day, right, September. That was just Monday. President's Day is February. Christmas is December, right? New Year's Day is January, right? So there's New Year's Day. Martin Luther King Day is also January.
Then
Thanksgiving is November, and Veterans Day is also November. Okay, so again,
What's
those,
this on that?
yeah, those are not as important, but you have to remember at least 2 names. So if you can remember 2 of these, you're doing pretty well. Okay, well, guys, let's review real quickly some of the things we've learned here this morning. All right, so let's do a little review. So I'm going to ask you the questions now. So for number 1, why does the flag have 13 stripes? Who can tell me? Why does it have 13 stripes? Who remembers?
I was 13th, right?
Yeah, so 13.
13 stripes.
So it has 13 stripes. Why? Why does it have 13 stripes?
how how to say that?
Yeah, so if you remember, we said that's because there were 13 original colonies. So when the country began, we had these 13 original colonies. Now, everyone, let's say the names of these original colonies. Now, remember, the colonies at the time were part of England, not part of the United States. Okay? So let's say the names real quickly. I've got them here on the screen. Let's say them together. Okay, so let's say it again. Ready? Everyone, let's say these names together. Ready? New Hampshire.
New Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts,
Okay. New York.
New York,
New
York.
York,
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island,
Connecticut.
Connecticut,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania,
New Jersey.
New
New
Jersey,
Jersey,
Delaware.
Delaware,
Delaware,
Virginia.
Virginia,
Virginia,
and
Maryland.
Maryland,
North Carolina.
North Carolina,
South Carolina.
South Carolina,
South Carolina,
And finally, Georgia.
Georgia,
Georgia.
So
Georgia.
these are the 13 original colonies. So these were the colonies that we had when the United States first began. Now, you do not have to remember all 13. Usually you have to be able to answer 3 of them. You have to remember 3 names. And don't worry, we're going to practice them again a little bit later. But usually I tell students, try to remember some of the, use the examples that have the word new. So those are the easier ones to remember. So in this case, if you just remember the new states, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, those are easier to remember, okay? But that answers our first question, our first review question. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Because there were 13 original colonies. Very good. Okay. All right, let's go to the next question. Why does the flag have 50 stars?
50 states,
50 states.
50 states,
Very good. There are 50 states. And what state are you in right now? What state are you living in? Are you living in Kentucky, Ohio?
Kentucky,
Ohio.
Ohio? Okay, yeah.
Kentucky.
Now, in Kentucky, good. Now, sometimes, listen, guys, I've had students from many other states. For example, I had one student who was from Arizona who was taking the citizenship class, and I had another student from Florida. So sometimes I have students from other states, but you are correct. We have 50 stars because there are 50 states. Yeah. Okay, very good. All right, guys, 2 more questions. Number 3, where is the Statue of Liberty located? Where is it?
New York.
New Orleans.
Yeah, congratulations.
It's New York.
It's in New York
Okay.
City.
York.
Or you could say Liberty Island. That's fine. But you can say New York City. So there it is. There's the statue, and there is New York right there. And there's
Okay.
Mr. John right here. See, there I am. That's me right there. Okay. So Liberty Island or New York City. Okay, guys, here's our final question for the morning. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? Remember, the Pledge of Allegiance is when we put our hand on our heart. So what do we show loyalty? What do we show love to when we say the pledge?
Country. We
Our
love
country.
America.
That's right. So in this case, you can say the United States. Yeah. So see these little kids here? That's what they're doing. They're saying the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, well, guys, so we've covered today some of the questions. So far, we've covered about 4 or 5 questions that we have on the citizenship interview. Now, so guys, our time is up here for this morning. So do I have any questions here for our first class? Any questions?